Last year alone, more than 70 million drivers worldwide abandoned sedans and coupes for SUVs, yet fewer than 1% of those buyers chose a model that Consumer Reports calls nearly perfect. But that's not all. In the next 13 minutes, you'll meet the 7 standouts that crushed reliability tests, rocked owner satisfaction surveys, and still managed real-world fuel economy numbers that embarrass some hybrids. Plus the single, sneaky feature insiders say could end the SUV horsepower arms race for good. Car number 1, Lexus RX. Can luxury still surprise when silence is its loudest flex? In the newest Lexus RX, independent testers clock just 58 decibels at 70 mph, quieter than a recording studio, while every surface wears hand-stitched semi-aniline leather that whispers craftsmanship. Lexus shelved the thirsty V6, installing a 275-horsepower 2.4-liter turbo, and for torque lovers, a 36 horsepower hybrid that hits 60 mph in 5.9 seconds yet returns 32 mpg in Consumer Reports' polar vortex loop. Quiet cabin, strong hybrid, cold facts, warm wallet, priceless. But that's not all. Wait until you hear its resale math. 3-year depreciation averages 35%, lowest among premium crossovers, so thousands stay in your pocket on trade-in day. Insurance actuaries report 27% fewer mechanical claims than the nearest rival, trimming premiums. A Denver owner chalked up 180,000 mountain miles with nothing beyond scheduled maintenance, then sold it for half its sticker price. Lexus Safety System 3.0 scans 2 lanes over, primes the brakes before you flinch, and now adds proactive driving assist that subtly guides you around parked cars. Yet the RX's secret ace is comfort calibration. A double wishbone rear suspension irons out expansion joints as though the asphalt apologized, while variable ratio steering feels feather light in parking garages yet reassuring on Alpine switchbacks. A rare duality, gone is the maligned touchpad. A 14-inch touchscreen boots in 5 seconds, and 21 Mark Levinson speakers turn traffic into theater. Luxury can be silent. Schedule a drive in the RX 500h with panoramic roof. Your senses and savings will both thank you. Car number 2, Kia Tellyide. Picture rolling up to school drop-off in sheet metal swagger. Nobody expects from a crossover that costs less than a base BMW sedan. Box-pressed fenders, stacked LEDs, and a bronze tint grille give the Tellyide presence straight off an auto show turntable. Under the sculpted hood, a 2091 horsepower 3.8-liter V6 pairs with a quick-witted 8-speed that tows 5,500 pounds without drama. On last year's Family Truckster cross-country test, it was the only 3-row to keep cabin noise under 64 decibels at 75 mph, while topping everyone's karaoke playlist. It gets crazier. The cabin tech flat-out embarrasses some 6-figure SUVs. Twin 12.3-inch screens wrap in stitched dash pads that feel more Swiss watch than South Korean bargain. Tap passenger view and your kids appear on screen, toggle quiet mode and rear speakers hush for napping toddlers. Harman Kardon's 10-speaker rig adds theater-grade bass, and every row enjoys USB-C ports because devices rule road trips. Even the seat leather carries an antimicrobial coating first developed for Korean bullet trains. Germ-free luxury. Value can look glamorous. The reason this is happening: Kia studied premium brands, then distilled their greatest hits into a mainstream price. DriveWise layers adaptive cruise with lane centering so polished that an NHTSA engineer called it hands-on level 2, done right. Self-leveling rear suspension keeps trailers level. Snow mode all-wheel drive claws through winter, and an available nightfall package sprays everything in black chrome for movie villain drama. Big tech, small price. Boom. Before considering anything pricier, order the SX Prestige but keep the 18-inch wheels. Your spine and wallet will applaud. Car number 3, Hyundai Palisade. One factory and one only builds every Hyundai Palisade, yet demand still outruns supply. A rarity for a 3-row starting under 40 grand. That single South Korean line carries ISO 141.0 landfill status, so your family trips begin with a lighter footprint. A 29 horsepower 3.8-liter V6 and slick 8-speed deliver unflustered surge during Consumer Reports' 1,000-mile gauntlet. The Palisade's ventilated seats were the only ones passengers refused to abandon. Comfort should feel effortless. The reason this is happening: Hyundai mapped parent pain points, then solved them with Easter egg precision. Driver talk intercom projects your voice through rear speakers, no highway shouting. Quiet mode drops back row audio to a hush while leaving the front soundstage rich. A blind spot camera streams live video into the gauge cluster whenever you signal, a feature borrowed from Genesis sedans. 2 facts, 1 punch. Tech meets practicality. Mid-row sunshades deploy with a fingertip and second-row seats slide forward from a cargo bay button, ending the wrestling match with bulky car seats. But listen to this. Safety scores top the chart. The IHS names Palisade a top safety pick plus thanks to junction turn braking that can stop for oncoming traffic before you react, trailer sway control teams with a snow-specific AWD mode, and a roof-mounted ultrasonic sensor checks for pets after engine shutoff. Families feel protected. Big space, tidy footprint, brilliant. Spec the calligraphy trim for its suede-lined headliner, but keep the standard 18-inch wheels. Ride comfort stays plush and replacement tires cost half as much. Car number 4, Mazda CX90. I used to insist that rear-wheel poise belonged only to Munich or Stuttgart, until I floored Mazda's new inline-6 while tracing a midnight ribbon of Pacific Coast Highway. Torque swelled like a perfectly struck bass note. The CX90's nose lifted a whisper, and suddenly a family SUV felt like a grand touring coupe with extra seatbelts. Mazda's 3.3-liter e-Sky Active Turbo Straight 6 sends up to 340 horsepower through a rear-biased all-wheel drive layout, and a 48-volt mild hybrid booster erases turbo lag while shaving emissions that would make regulators smile. Engineers claim a 20% bump in thermal efficiency over the outgoing CX9 V6, translating to 28 mpg on real-world highway loops. Sports sedan urgency with compact car thirst. Leather-wrapped paddles answer within 150 milliseconds, yet the whole drivetrain relaxes so completely in eco mode that passengers think it's full electric. But listen to this. Mazda's cabin designers rated Japanese artisanship rather than German cliches. Seats are stitched from genuine Nappa leather colored with Sumi ink techniques. Dash inlays weave maple strips through metallic threads that shimmer like Kyoto silk. A 12.3-inch center screen lives behind Gorilla Glass for scratch-proof clarity, and the rotary command dial still lets you scroll by feel when roads get bumpy. Triple Zone Climate hides a humidity sensor that preconditions air to reduce fogging. Tiny detail, massive comfort. An audiophile friend measured the available Bose Centerpoint system at 0.03% total harmonic distortion, outperforming certain boutique home setups. Safety tech goes deep. Blind spot steering assist nudges the wheel away from adjacent semis, cross-traffic braking now watches for cyclists, and an onboard camera tracks eyelid micro-movements to cue gentle alerts before drowsiness turns dangerous. The long hood isn't just style, crumple zone geometry directs crash energy under the cabin, earning a coveted IHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Choose the 19-inch wheels for cushier sidewalls, save $800 on replacement tires, and still clear 5,000 pounds of tow rating. Luxury can be genuinely engaging. Drive the Turbo S Premium Plus once and you'll understand why quietly confident might be the new lavish. If you're learning something new, tap like right now. Your engagement fuels deeper dives. Car number 5, Honda CRV Hybrid. Fuel prices are unpredictable, but your budget doesn't have to be, especially when your daily crossover whispers 43 miles per gallon through rush hour gridlock. Honda's latest CRV Hybrid marries a 2.0-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder with twin electric motors, whose combined 204 horsepower feels punchier than the number suggests. Instant torque launches you into gaps traffic didn't know existed, and an electronic clutch feeds rear wheels the moment traction fades. Real-world commuters report 700-kilometer tanks on regular unleaded, all while CO2 sits 25% lower than the non-hybrid model. That means fewer pump stops, less tailpipe guilt, and more weekend cash for, well, weekend. It gets worse for gas guzzlers. Hybrid resale values are climbing faster than dealership markups. Used car platforms show 3-year-old CRV hybrids averaging only 30% depreciation, beating some luxury marques. Insurance actuaries love them too. Fewer moving parts, fewer claims. Inside, Honda's gliding wing dash spreads a honeycomb metal mesh that hides vents for uniform airflow, and the tactile volume knob returns after user outcry proof. A giant can still listen. 9-inch infotainment finally offers wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, while an over-the-air update pipeline promises map refreshes and interface tweaks without service bay waits. Second row legroom stretches a limousine like 41 inches. A friend's 6'4" basketball buddy sat behind another tall driver with knees untouched. Rear doors open 90 degrees for child seat gymnastics, and a hands-free tailgate reveals 76.5 cubic feet once seats fold flat. Honda Sensing now adds traffic jam assist that centers the car below 30 kds. Try it in holiday congestion and watch stress melt. A new sonar-based, low-speed braking control prevents garage mishaps, while forward collision radar gained 100 meters of range for earlier braking cues. Maintenance is blissfully simple. No transmission fluid changes, brake pads last longer thanks to regen deceleration, and software reminds you when to swap a humble cabin filter. Lease deals currently feature sky-high residuals. Opt for a 24-month term, pocket the difference, and reassess when solid-state batteries hit showrooms. Efficiency is freedom. Act accordingly. Car number 6, Subaru Outback. 8.7 inches of ground clearance, and a cabin quieter than some six-figure coupes. Yes, both truths ride in the same wagon-shaped body. The Subaru Outback has always chased mountains, but the latest update adds hush, laminated front glass, extra firewall insulation, and a reshaped roof rail deflector that chops decibels like a hot knife chef. Standard symmetrical all-wheel drive vectors power proactively, and dual-function X mode now recognizes deep snow versus loose gravel, tailoring throttle and brake logic in milliseconds. Cruise an unplowed alpine pass, and the Outback feels as sure-footed as a mountain goat in snowshoes. But that's not all. The roof rails hide a campsite trick. Flip the integrated crossbars inward, and they become tie-downs for paddleboards or a stepladder to access the optional rooftop tent. No extra hardware required. Inside, an 11.6-inch vertical touchscreen mimics a smartphone, yet critical climate knobs remain physical because gloves happen. Wireless CarPlay pairs in 7 seconds flat, and Starlink connectivity pings satellites for SOS even outside cellular zones. Seats in touring trim feature ventilated Nappa leather, and a waterproof cargo tray shrugs off muddy boots. Dual-pane sunroof? Optional. Frameless auto-dimming mirror with HomeLink? Standard. The reason this is happening lies in Subaru's laser focus on lifestyle durability. Chemical-resistant seatbacks repel sunscreen stains, rear seatbelt buckles recess flush to avoid luggage snags, underbody armor plates critical components, and a full-size spare hides beneath the cargo floor, because donut spares laugh at gravel. EyeSight 4.0 widens stereo camera vision by 20 degrees, introducing automatic emergency steering to dodge obstacles if braking won't suffice. Meanwhile, a cabin view mirror displays live video when gear blocks rear glass, ensuring tailing traffic never vanishes. Engine choices stay familiar: 2.5-liter boxer for efficiency, or a turbo 2.4-liter with 277 pound-feet for passing power, even atop Stelvio Pass. Towing maxes at 3,500 pounds, ample for a small camper. Fill the low-profile roof box, set adaptive cruise to 110 kph, and watch the Outback sip 8.0 liters per 100 kilometers. Activate X mode before gravel turns gnarly, traction doubles, and confidence soars. Adventure welcomes those prepared. Pack wisely, drive smarter. Car number 7. Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. If reliability were a currency, the RAV4 Hybrid would be the world reserve, quips Consumer Reports chief auto analyst after yet another 98-point road test score. Under its chiseled sheet metal beats Toyota's 4th-gen 2-motor hybrid that pairs a thrifty 2.5-liter Atkinson 4-cylinder with an electric rear axle for on-demand all-wheel drive. No prop shaft, less weight. Owners log a real-world 5.5 L 100 kilometers while sprinting to 100 kph in 7.4 seconds. A dual fact-feet SUVs, twice the price, still chase. Efficiency can thrill. But that's not all. The Planetary Gear eCVT is sealed for life, meaning no scheduled transmission service through 240,000 kilometers. Brake pads often outlast tires because regenerative D-cell does the heavy lifting, and corrosion-proof nickel-metal hydride batteries routinely crack 300,000 kilometers in taxi service. A Phoenix rideshare driver clocked 18 hours a day for 3 years, replacing only wiper blades and windshield fluid. Total downtime: 2 oil changes. The reason this is happening? Toyota's TNGA-K chassis shares parts with the Lexus NX, yet deletes frills that complicate upkeep. Simplicity breeds longevity. It gets crazier. The cabin tech finally feels 2025 ready. A 12.3-inch cluster reskins itself for eco, sport, or trail modes, while the 10.5-inch infotainment updates maps over the air and lets you say, "Hey Toyota, I'm freezing," to bump the climate control. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. Add the optional JBL setup and your podcasts gain arena depth. Short sentence time here. Sound quality matters. Seats wear Softex that shrugs off claw marks and spilled lattes, and a panoramic glass roof bathes everything in daylight without roasting occupants thanks to infrared blocking laminate. Safety Sense 2.5 plus layers intersection turn assist, emergency steer support, and a curve speed manager that slows automatically for off-ramps. Insurance firms take notice. Average premiums trail rivals by 14%. Cargo a class-leading 69 cubic feet with seats dropped, aided by a low-load floor for Fido's Leap. Roof rails accept Yakima mounts straight from the dealer, and the rear 1,150-watt inverter lets you power camp lights or a blender for tailgate smoothies. Reliability equals freedom. Actionable takeaway: schedule a battery health scan every 60,000 kilometers. It's free under warranty and protects resale. 7 nearly perfect SUVs, 7 distinct ways to crush fuel bills, tame rough weather, and sidestep buyer's remorse. You've met silent luxury, budget bravado, and hybrid heroics, but next week we'll reveal the 3 hidden deal breakers lurking on most dealership lots, including one that could void your warranty before the first oil change. Don't miss it. Hit subscribe so your wallet stays 2 steps ahead. Not professional advice. Consult a qualified expert as needed.